year, an average of 1.33 billion gallons of architectural coatings are produced within the United States, which is enough to paint 266,000 homes every year. Once used, leftover paint is stored for years and ultimately discarded. When leftover paint is discarded, most of it ends up in landfills or into drains that pollute our water bodies. Each paint can contain VOCs, fungicides, and toxic metals from waste paint that affect our land, water, and even the air we breathe. Over 80 million gallons of leftover paint is generated annually within the United States of America itself, which can be recycled. And this is where companies like GDB International come in. GDB International is one of the global pioneers in paint recycling. The recycling headquarters of GDB International is a 950,000 square foot mega facility and is the largest post-consumer paint processing facility in the world. Incoming loads of paint for recycling have a very streamlined and stringent process, spread across 4 recycling zones. The first of these is the docking area for inbounds and outbounds, where paint received through paint collection centers across the U.S. is collected for the first stage of the process, sorting. Post-consumer paint is received through containers and open trucks, which are unloaded at one of the 42 bays across the warehouse. The paint brought in is then sorted on GDB's large-scale automated conveyor system into several categories depending on its quality, shelf life, chemical composition, and color. This process involves separating water-based paint from solvent-based paint and non-paint products. Products that have not solidified and meet all criteria required for recycling go to the next stage, whereas products with damaged containers or solidified material are sent to GDB's team of chemists for further study, on the basis of which it is either sent for disposal or pushed for recycling. This process entails careful scrutiny and ensures maximum recycling with the lowest waste generation. Over 85% of all post-consumer paint received at GDB is recycled. Paint is then moved on the conveyor towards the next stage, pouring. Sorted paint is poured from its original container into totes, on the basis of its color and composition at one of the many pouring stations. The pouring station is equipped with layers of metal mesh, which segregates larger chunks of gritty material from the liquid portion. Every light and dark shade gets poured at a station of its base color. To give you an idea, wine red and cherry red shades are poured at the red station, whereas navy blue and sky blue shades get poured at the blue station. Within this stage, the opened can is examined for dry skin, rollers, brushes, mixing sticks, and other foreign material. This is done to prevent foreign components from contaminating the process and damaging equipment. The packaging material of the poured paint, be it metal, plastic, or hybrid cans, are sorted, dried, and subsequently sent to the baler. All of these empty cans get recycled. Poured paint collected within totes is then moved towards the high-speed disperser zone. Mixing helps color development, as well as complete and fast removal of paint from containers. Full totes get homogeneously mixed under a high-speed mixer for 20 minutes. Next, we enter a very important part of the process at the GDB Paint Lab. GDB enforces a rigorous testing process through its team of highly qualified chemists for quality control. QC-tested paint is then brought to the plant, where it is used as a base for remanufacture. Wash water, additives, titanium dioxide, colorant, and other tested off-spec and surplus raw materials are added to achieve maximum quality. These additives are mixed under the supervision of a paint chemist at the mezzanine, as each batch is unique and requires a different quantity of additives and treatment base controlled by rheology modifiers, binders, and pH stabilizers. Finished totes get coated by sheen level and color, and are then pushed for filtration. This process decides the quality of the product and quantifies waste generation. GDB employs 2 filtration techniques. The vibrating table within this process removes coarse particles. From here, we go on to the next stage of shade matching. Shades of color from reprocessed paint gets mixed into different ratios to achieve the desired shade from standard shade cards. Light color shades have the highest demand in the market compared to dark, because light colors can be made into a wider range of colors as compared to darker shades. Experts on the team match shades, as it is one of the most important components of the process, using various devices such as a colorimeter. Lot numbers and batch dates get labeled onto finished totes. Samples from these finished totes are sent to the quality control lab for testing. This brings us to the last stage of the process: paint filling and packaging. Reprocessed paint has similar properties and performance as virgin paint. Paint cans are machine labeled and filled with renewed paint by an automated paint filling machine. All the paper labels are made from recycled paper as well. After this stage, the paint is ready to be shipped to retail outlets and sold to the customer. Instead of going into the landfill or water bodies, it goes on your walls, bridges, buildings, and even your fences. GDB's recycled paint is shipped worldwide through over 130 private labels developed for customers, along with GDB's very own flagship brand for environment-friendly products, Evolve. Evolve is GDB's fastest-growing brand, with multiple Evolve paint stores established across the United States to educate consumers about recycled paint and serve as a one-stop shop for contractors. GDB paint has been used in thousands of projects across the globe, from schools to community centers, housing, and more, allowing us to achieve the concept of cradle to cradle. We call our CSR program Caring with Color and hope to touch the lives of children around the world, one stroke at a time. Our initiative, Adopt a School, has painted over 100 schools across Africa, Asia, and the Americas to help brighten learning environments of thousands of children, and has pledged to paint an additional 100 schools by 2026. On an average, 120,000 gallons of paint are reprocessed every month. That's as much paint required to paint 5,000 houses. With companies like GDB International doing their part to conserve the planet and make it better for our children, you too can do yours. Go pick up that used paint lying around in your basement and donate it to the nearest paint collection center. Then you too can proudly say, "I helped build a greener tomorrow."